Hello, everyone. A warm good evening. This is Ajitesh Korupolu, CEO of ASBL. Firstly, I would thank you all for joining this event. And this is we have conducted a similar session approximately a year ago in I think 2021 December, and it was we received a very good feedback. So we thought let's do this on a yearly basis so that I can stay in touch with our customers as a brand. We can stay in touch with our customers and understand their concerns, their needs, and probably enhance the customer experience, right? So a very warm good evening. So let's start this year's Realty of Tomorrow conference, right? So before I start, last time when we conducted this event to this year, we have added close to 500 new customers. So I'll just give a brief introduction about myself, and then we'll move into the presentation. My name is Ajitesh Korupolu, and I, along with my partner Anil and my sister Nikita, we started this company ASBL in 2017. Prior to ASBL, I come from a real estate family background. My father and a couple of his brothers together co-founded the company called Ashoka Builders. So we've been in this business for the last 30 odd years. 1989 was when we established our company. So after I did my undergrad, I joined my dad's business and did my first project, Ashoka Liviano, under their banner. And then I came out and set up the company ASBL, and then in the year 2017, and then from there on we started our journey, right? So that's a little bit brief about me. And my education background is I did my undergrad in economics with a minor in philosophy. So that's my education background. And now I'm almost by September 23, I would have had a 10-year experience in this work. I started my journey in 2013 September. So I'm like 9.5 years completed, right? So without wasting much time, let's jump into today's presentation, right? So here I'll begin sharing my screen, right? So yeah, so let's shoot off. So before we start, I would like to give a brief outline of what we are going to discuss today. So and roughly I'll keep my talking to roughly around 30-35 minutes, and then we can move on to the Q&A session where it'll be much more interactive, and I get to address your any of your queries or any particular things you guys want to know, right? So first I'll talk about achieving delivery at scale. Last year I gave a brief introduction of a sneak peek into what's our back end, like what sort of technology we use. This year I'll talk about the further enhancements we have done to it and how it's helping us in delivering at scale. Then I'll talk about the new initiatives, right? The new R&D, what we started doing in our design and everything around living experience, right? And then I'll briefly talk about the key concerns which our team has picked up from conducting surveys across various customer groups from this project. And then we'll move into a Q&A session where each of you can type question and I'm happy to answer. Right, so let's hit off. So let me start talking about achieving delivery at scale. Right, we at ASBL fundamentally believe that technology is at the very center of our company, and and the very soul of our company is to hand over and deliver on time. Right, so that's been very dear to us, and that's been the foundation of our company. And we have invested in various technologies and created various systems, processes, and several organization structuring we have done so that we achieve the delivery at scale. To give you a brief perspective, right? So our developments in 2021, the company was doing an annual output of what we call production of 3.5 lakh square feet. In 2022, we went up 3x, 11 lakh square feet across 3 projects: Spire, Spectra, and Springs. As you can see, the image on the right is that of our Spire project. We finished 36 floors of 36 floors of construction in around a year, right? So that's what is the stage of that project. So delivery is something very important to us, and we feel technology is the much needed tool to make that happen seamlessly, right? So that's been our key viewpoint in the company, right? So before I move on to explaining our framework a little bit more in detail, let me we made a small video about the Spectra progress throughout the year 2022. We can just take a look at that. So as you can see, that was a small brief 3-minute video about the various stages of construction that the various stages of construction that we have done in the year 2022. So now let me move on to the framework what we have been creating here at ASBL, right? So before we move on into the framework, right? So what we realized in this field is that the big problem here is not that we lack solutions. The point is we need to know at every instant what is the exact problem we are solving. So it's most often that the problem is so hidden that we make solutions for wrong problems and then we end up losing time. So because of the data and the several digitization what we have done, now our data has clearly pointed us towards the most important problem what we need to be solving, and then that's really helping us in making solutions which will have large scale impact onto our delivery system, right? What we found out based on the basis of our data is the biggest problem what's happening on site is wait time, right? So to put it in a nutshell, right, so different laborers have different skills. Like for example, we use different set of laborers for shuttering, different laborers for concreting, different laborers for flooring, right? So these come to site, and then for them to do their particular activity or / work package, the predecessor activity or a work package needs to be completed, or some particular parallel thing needs to be done, or some a tower in charge or a project manager needs to come and real-timely intimate them, boss, let's go to flat number 601 or 602 and then go do this work. So because of that, what we realized was a lot of time was being lost in labor idling. Labor used to mobilize at site and then wait for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, by the time the work is allotted to them, and then by that half of the day was finished. So this was a real big problem, what we picked up, and around which we are developing our solution. Like if you can even take a look at the quote, right? Even Albert Einstein had said a similar thing. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I did probably take 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution. So it's very important to identify the elephant in the room, like which is the most important problem. And in our case, we've identified that can we reduce the wait time of laborers, or probably what we call the bench time, right? Can we use them efficiently so that there's probably zero bench time? So for this, we developed a very sophisticated framework, and we at ASBL call it the 3M framework, right? So the 3M stand for measure, manage, and make it easy. See, I've given a brief understanding of what we do under the measure thing. See, our understanding has been that unless we measure every single detail and data what happens on site, we will not have a clear-cut understanding on what's happening, and hence what contingencies we should plan for, and how's the future going to look like. So we built a very sophisticated digital twin which keeps getting updated. Almost the model gets updated every week, right? And then we measure every data point with respect to the with respect to the model. And the virtual model which we develop is very, very close to what exactly the site mimics. The closer it is to reality, the better it can get an understanding of what the reality is. So we measure each and every data point. To put it in perspective, in a project like, for example, our project Spectra, if we take, we are measuring 16.4 million data points in the entire life cycle of 4 years. Now, across the quality data, the progress data, the labor productivity data, the entire wait time data. So various points what we measure, and this measurement has really given us a very granular understanding of what exactly is happening at every nook and corner of the site. And then the next set of challenge, right, what we solved for this year is, okay, we started measuring data and now a lot of data is coming in. How do we manage this data? How do we arrange them into meaningful reports for various stakeholders, so that it will really help them in their delivery, and it will really help them in their output, right? So here, let me share a brief view backend screen, so that you can get an understanding of what exactly I mean by managing data effectively for various stakeholders. So let me do a screen share now of our backend system. So guys, this is how our backend looks like. I've given a little brief intro last year as well. So this year it was all about managing this data effectively, right? So let me just talk about this thing. Tower D. Let me take the example of Tower D. This is all real-time data, what's happening on site and everything, right? So one key thing what we have done in the virtual model is we have broken down the tower into various Just 1 second. That's not time to load, I guess. Yes, it's so what we have done is, the way we have built the virtual model is we have broken down the entire tower into various components, like a flat, a corridor, a staircase, and there'll be several components which will be added as and when the working drawings and design gets completed, right? So imagine in a nutshell what the virtual model is, just like building any project, just like a piece of Legos, right? There are different components, and different components have different works. Like, for example, you can take a look at the left side of the screen. To build a flat, we need to do this 84 set of work packages in this order. So this talks about all the works which needs to be done, and at the same time, what is all the sequence which needs to be done. So on the basis of sequence, if you finish all these 84 work package at any one particular flat, it means the flat is ready to hand over. And so all the real time, the data which gets uploaded. So you can take a look at the screen, right? So here, for every work package, the system provides, okay, how many are at how many locations? Each location is like a flat or a column or anything, how we define it. How many of them are completed? How many of them are yet ready? How many of them are yet to be started? And see, it shows that, okay, the particular activity of wall bar bending, this is like tying all the steel. This we have reached, okay, so and so floors, 9th floor for these flats. And then it's showing, okay, flat number D906 is under progress, and D907 is red, matlab it has a quality issue. Then our engineers can just at the click of a button, see what's up with that issue, right? And who is in charge for that? Where exactly is this? So all of this thing. So this provides us with the thing that, okay, we are not going to, we resolve the issue, only then we go to the next thing. Because see, another key problem, what happens at sites is, if we don't resolve the issues then and there, then it becomes a very complicated problem down the line. It's, after a small steel detail, changing it before concreting is a million times easier than changing it post concreting. And even if you look at this entire table, right, it's built in with, we have taken the example of a traffic signal, because what we realized is, see, the main stakeholders of our entire delivery supply chain is the engineers, the supervisors, and the labor at site. It's these people who needs to be, who need to be using this, and it's these people whom this data needs to serve so that the delivery can happen more seamless. So that's where we took the example of a traffic signal. And then if you look at a traffic signal, right, that's very simple, that 3 different colors and large amount of transactions happen over just those 3 set of colors. So we have taken a simple UI, and then we keep all our engineers and supervisors, this is their backend screen. So this is what they look at and they plan. Like, for example, if you look at something like, let's take slab concreting, right? So that's like concreting of your flat, right? So this is what it looks like. Okay, it says that, okay, flat number 503, 604, 605 are ready. Now what we do is share this data. We take a snapshot of this, send it on WhatsApp to our laborers, whoever is the on-site manager for for our contract managers, right? So that and again, it's very simple. They don't wait anybody to tell them, boss, you go here and do this work. They simply look at it. If it's blue, it's simple. Go and start doing your work. You don't need to wait for anybody. And if it's red, let me go and resolve that quality issue. If not, I'm not going to get my bill. This has led to a very real-time, seamless communication of information. Thereby, laborers need not wait for anybody's orders to do anything. If there is blue, they can simply go and start doing their work. And again, guys, this is again, this is not just a normal table, this is a smart table. Like, by that, what I mean is, like, for example, if I want to do D704, it stays not started, right? And matlab, I can't go and do that work there. If I click, it'll even give me the reasons why. Okay, it says that particular work package is linked to these 4 work packages, and I need to finish all of them before I get an opening for them. So this is really helping our engineers to, okay, for me to go to finish all this work, and who are the people I need to coordinate to finish with this work. See, what happens most likely on, most frequently on site, the site is like a relay running race, right? So there are one set of laborers, one set of engineers doing specific tasks, and then once they do it, they hand over to the next guy. It's almost like a assembly line manufacturing. So there's a lot of relay of information which keeps happening about, when the work should be done, when the quality check needs to be done. So all that sort of information. So this is really cutting, because of this information, it's really cutting down our entire, supply chain time and thereby bringing in more efficiency. And another key thing, what's happening because of this, see why we feel like, we can really cut down the delivery times and, perform at, do handovers at a greater pace, is that, see, essentially because of reduction in wait time, what's happening is, let's say I'm a contractor, right? And I'm supposed to be doing tiling here, and it on an average takes 6 months. And I have, let's say, 50 laborers to do that job, right? My expenditure is that I have to pay the 50 laborers money, and my income is when I finish those 100 or 200 or whatever the number of flats are. Let's assume 100 flats, right? In our sites, because of this advent of technology and the information being shared real time, right? What's happening is the same work which is taking 6 months is able to finish in 4 months, because they have clear-cut planning of, okay, how many flats are ready at any point of time, and how many laborers do I deploy, and how do I optimize? Thereby, the contractor's profitability is going up 20-25%. And that's a very, very good news for us, because what happens is, if the contractor is earning more profit compared to other sites in our site, then what's he going to do? He's simply going to increase the laborers here and make sure the work gets over faster. The faster I do, I simply take my money and I go off. That's as simple as that. And if there's any quality issue, let me resolve it at the quickest, because I'm not going to get my payment. So there's this entire availability of information, which is really helping everybody. Most of the times, what happens on site is this information is lost amongst your supply chain. Somebody has forgotten to tell somebody, somebody has remembered, somebody forgotten, somebody just, took it easy. So today, all of that is not there. So that's really helping us to improve our delivery and, to scale up 3.5x in what we have done in 2022, right? So this particular way of, data management and this sort of reporting has greatly helped our most important stakeholders, our engineers, supervisors, and most importantly, laborers, because end of the day, it's they who are doing the entire heavy lifting in this process. Right now, let me go back to our presentation and give you a little brief about the next M, right? What we call, make it easy. Again, see, all of this is one level of thing, right? And if it's not easy, if the entire usage of your software is not really easy, then people are not going to use. If they're not going to use, then data is not going to come in more real time. If data is not going to come more real time, then the model is a sitting duck, right? It's going to guide us in the wrong direction. So this is where we did a very, we took a very good view that most of our engineers are millennials. They're in their 30s, right? And most millennials are very, very comfortable with this social media apps like Instagram and Facebook. So we took these sort of apps as our, inspiration to develop a very, very friendly, easy to use UI, UI interface, so that they log in all the data in a real-time manner. And see, most of the data, not most, sorry, actually all of the data is being dumped, is being logged into the system by various of our engineers. In a site like Spectra, close to 70 of our engineers, be it quality department, store department, or execution department, on a real-time basis. And all of this logging is done through our mobile app. So let me again now share you a brief do a brief screen share about our mobile application and how is it that our engineers actually work and upload data on site. So I've logged in from my mobile phone, right? So this is our app. So as you can see, these are the 3 projects which we are operating in our company, right? Let's take the example of our project Spectra, right? So this I'm showing you how a quality guy uses the entire application, right? So let me go this. So here he needs to select the tower D, right? And you see, take a look at the screen. So this we took inspiration from WhatsApp groups. What we realized is, okay, a lot of people create groups and then they talk a lot of relevant stuff, about that group in that particular group. So each work package is a group for us, right? And they're all key stakeholders. The contract supervisor, our engineer, and the PM in each of this group. And let's, for example, take something like wall sleeve packing, right? This one, I'm clicking on this one. So it is showing that, okay, boss, there are 6 issues which have come up in that, right? And if you look at the UI UX, right, it's so simple. It tells about which floor where this work is happening, what is the checkpoint, right? And what is the criticality? Okay, it's a level 3 minor issue. And who's in charge to, finish that work? Who is the guy with whom it's pending? right? And how long has it been? Because again, we are carefully monitoring each of the ticket cut timeline. Last year, when we made a ticketing system, but now we are even measuring, okay, what is the standard issue resolution time and all of that. So you keep moving the supply chain, because if this particular issue is not solved, then naturally you cannot start the next work package, thereby leading to idling time. And if I click the photo, right, I can see in detail what particular issue it is and all such details. And in case I want to chat with, concerned stakeholder on that, I can just, chat anything, and then, the information is relayed. So it is this instantaneous and spontaneous relay of information, which is on every transaction level, which is, leading to enormous amount of productivity gains. And I'm very super positive and like super excited about what it can do at a further scale. So you see, I think so these are all the various issues which are present. And I know, okay, in this particular tower, which is tower D, as you can see on the top, right? For this work package, there are 6 issues pending. And how do we monitor them? So even the project manager can now get a total 360-degree view of what's happening in the site. Each and every work package is mentioned out here. Like, for example, electrical fish wiring, what they say. Okay, there are these many number of 8 issues pending at various points in the project. So that's the entire 360-degree view which we are able to give to our entire supply chain, thereby being able to making sure people use it, making sure the UI is seamless enough that so that all of our supply chain uses it. And that's how we intend to improve the quality and the progress. Just like how I've shown the quality logging, a similar UI is created for progress logging, where our engineers keep updating work as and when they completed. Right. So this is one very, very important of making the entire technology easy, because if not, it will just be in the realm of boardroom management, and it'll be very fancy for us to talk about, oh, we have tech and all, but it wouldn't be really, helping our supply chain. Because if technology doesn't make our supply chain better, doesn't help us in enhancing our delivery and, provide seamless delivery to our customers, then it's of no use. And for that, it needs to be easy enough so that, all the key stakeholders in the supply chain use it. In our case, it is the laborers who are the most important people, and then the supervisors, and then the engineers, right? So guys, this is our 3M framework. Let me head back to our slide and talk about the, the next chapter, right? So, right, I've given you a brief, brief outlay of how we are, improving our, entire, delivery framework by eliminating wait time, transaction by transaction. We are not talking about eliminating wait time, okay, at an activity level or something. No, we are talking about eliminating wait time for a work package. A work package is like if we consider an activity like a mother, a work package is all like sub activities. We can consider like that. In our case, we broke down the typical 40 activities into almost 936 work packages. So you can understand the level of detail, how we are measuring the data, right? Every small thing gets measured, right? And at such a micro level, we are able to track data, and we are able to cut down the wait time and improve the and make the UI also in such a seamless manner, so that we can overallly improve our delivery. Let me quickly again go back to this, go back to our screens. I just want to show one more thing also to you, how improvised we have actually become compared to last year. Like, for example, let me take this. So this particular screen talks about, again, the same from a more, whatever data you have seen, more from a mathematical standpoint, more from a number standpoint, right? Like, for example, let's take the issue of shuttering. So what it's saying is this particular work package of slab and wall shuttering is ready in 2 locations. Now I want to see, boss, which 2 locations are this? If I click, it will show, okay, it's flat number D501 and 502. And from how much time has it been ready? 7 hours. So we are able, you see, we are able to measure things to such, okay, now I know, okay, flat number 501 is ready for this activity from 7 hours. So let's work towards how do we reduce that idle time, right? The lesser the idle time, work is happening seamlessly and constantly. So you're going to squeeze in every hour, every minute possible, right? And it's showing this particular work is under progress in 1 location. Which location is it? D908. From how many days? 1 day, right? Maybe we can see, okay, there's a quality issue in this particular bar bending. How much time? So this particular issue has been raised 6 hours back. So from 6 hours, that the timer has started. So you resolve it, and that's how we are incentivizing our engineers as well, resolve issues at the quickest. So we are able to, and again, I click it, I'll know the entire issue and, everything about it. Okay, how do I close? Yeah, got it. So, various activities like something like slab shuttering. So it's running in several locations, like, 9 days, 1 day, everything we're able to measure. And then next stage, maybe we are even putting like a stopwatch sort of thing, anything going more than, at every work package level, going more than X hours or X day, trigger a alert to the tower in charge and escalate it to the project manager, then escalate it to the, to the head office if it's not getting solved even then. So that's really making our entire supply chain more seamless, right? So this is what, what we have. Now let me head back to the slides, and this is what are the improvisations we have done in this year. So just to conclude, so last year the tech what we created was mainly from the perspective of measuring everything. This year it was, how do you manage that data into meaningful reports and intelligence and insights to various people in the various stakeholders in the supply chain, so that things can be run more efficiently, how to distribute the intelligence in a seamless manner so that output can be improvised. So this concludes my brief discussion on the chapter 1, which is what is the sort of improvisation we are doing regarding our delivery, right? Regarding our delivery. Now let me move on to the second topic about the sort of R&D we are doing on design. See, one thing which really struck to us, and something which we are now very dearly and very passionate about, is the entire living experience. See, it's not just about handing over on time, right? We will, we have demonstrated, and that for which our commitment always lies. And every project we will be doing on time handover. But it's not just about that. It's about post handover, people are going to stay there, right? How are they going to use the space? What's the vibe like, right? These days, the vibe is more important. We make a very fancy space and nobody uses it. It's of nobody's use, right? So we have done a lot of R&D here, and even our focus has been like, into 21 and 22 was product, location, and specs, whereas now we are talking about enhanced living experience 2023 onwards. So what will make sure people, it's not about just giving the space, it's about how will people use the space, because ultimately it's if they're not using the space, it's just it's for nobody's use, right? And whatever space we give, it's not just for the brochures and not just for the sales. It needs to be used by our community members so that it enhances their living experience. So that's been a real a big shift in our product philosophy, right? So in this line, we have partnered with a very big global research company called Kantar. Kantar is a global leader when it comes to market research, and we have jointly partnered with Kantar to do research on our key target group of audience, on what exactly, how are they using a house, how are they using their home, how are they using their facilities, what is it that they want, what sort of things have occurred in their life which has led to their lifestyle changes. See, ultimately it's my understanding that whatever products we are designing has to cater to the lifestyle of the people, and lifestyle changes probably every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, depending on the age group and everything, it changes. So our entire design process has to be nimble enough to accommodate those changes and push it in and design and push it into production. So I'll just share some of the key insights what we've got from the Kantar research, right? We have personally we have interviewed close to 100+ customers, and here are some of the findings, right? So again, this was something what we took from early days on, is the entire concept of more life per square foot. Like, for example, if you can look at the quote that's from a Microsoft employee who's 36 years of age. His point is that we have different office shifts, so we get less time at home together. So that home time needs to be fun. If you even look from statistically, right, 76% respondents felt that the bigger balcony would allow them to spend better quality time at home, right? Which is very, very important. See, it's not just about increasing the carpet space or increasing, that's just definition of space. What's important is the space which we give, how will it be used by people? Let me share an interesting insight, right? See, in our Spectra project, 92% of our customers are work in the IT segment. In that, 76% of our customers, both men and women, work, right? So you see, they might have different different work schedules or different nature of work. So the amount, as we get the modern lifestyles, as we get more busy, there is less time left, and we need to make maximum out of whatever time is available. So we've took a view on that in that line. So before I move on, I would want to take a poll again, just to keep, even I want to listen to your feedback also in a structured manner, which will really help us. So I'll just launch out a poll so you can, read the question. The question is, do you think your outdoor living balcony will enhance your living experience? So guys, around, let's take 25, 30 seconds to, probably for everybody to answer. So yeah. So you can select a simple yes or a no. That will really help us in designing our product. So yeah, guys, I'll be wrapping up the poll in another 4 seconds. For those of you who have not selected any answer, please do so. Okay, I'm ending the poll, guys. And I'll be sharing the results with you. Oh, that's good. That's overwhelmingly in support of outdoor living, and thank you. But yeah, that's the viewpoint. Like, we want to make space much better, right? More livable, more, enhance the experience of its owners. So that's what I think as a brand we want to go towards, and that's what we intend to do. So I'll stop sharing and I'll move to the next point. So another, I shared the results, right? Okay. How do I close this? Okay. So yeah, this was another very key insight. What came up to us is convenience is the new luxury, right? So some of our employees, as post-pandemic, especially in the last couple of years, post-pandemic, one thing which has occurred very, changed very rapidly was the entire concept of work from home, right? These days, especially, people working in the IT segment have been using the work from home. I've shifted to the work from home style of working, so that people have raised product requirements in that line regarding how can we design products which can cater to the work from home thing. Like for example, work from home, we came across a very important viewpoint, right? Some of our customers are saying, boss, so in work from home, see, when we are going to an office, there is a clear definition of space. Like I don't go to office and watch TV or cook food, right? I do it at home. And in office, I go to work, and in home, I do my activities. Once work from home came in, that clear definition of space fell down, and that led to sort of a stress and strain regarding people, like that led to increase in stress levels. Okay, where work sort of the lines between work and the family life started blurring, and space has a lot of role to play in that, right? So that was what some of our customers pointed out in that. And like some of our other customers have pointed out the need of, again, especially when both wife and husband are working, they require and for those of them who are in the 30 years age group, right, they have a child who needs to be taken care by the creche facility up to 7 in the evening, because if both wife and husband are working, then the child needs to be taken care up to 7 in the evening. So it's these sort of specific inputs what we are taking into cognizance to improve our entire spaces. It's not just about giving the space, it's about the space needs to be used so that it can solve people's problems and make their living easy. See, it's the concept of ease of living, right? So we are taking into account each of those things, right? So all of these interesting insights we started getting post this Kantar research, and we are trying to look for solutions around this in our design, and be it collaborating with various vendors, and in providing solutions for this. So let me take a quick poll on regarding this factor. So before we launch the poll, I'll just iterate the question. The question is, how often do you work from home? Please answer, so it will really help us in giving better spaces, right? So I'm launching the poll, guys. The poll is out. So the question is, how often do you work from home? So guys, I'll be closing the poll in another 6 seconds. Approximately 15 people have not yet answered. Please answer. Another 3 seconds. Okay, I'll be sharing the results. I'll end the poll and share the results. The results are shared, right? So guys, you can see, right? So approximately just 18% of people do not work from home. So that's a whooping 82% of people, do the work from home either in some form, either permanently or 1 to 3 times a week, and maybe 1 to 3 times a month. So majority of people have moved now to the work from home concept, and definitely I think we'll take this into account and see what sort of solutions we can provide in our community regarding this particular problem of the customer, how we can solve for it. Thank you for sharing your opinion on that. And let me talk about another key point. What we found out in this Kantar research was everything around health and fitness. See, another very important thing which we feel our product should solve is for the health and fitness of the customer. See, 90% of our customers are IT segment, and they say, right, like sitting is the new smoking, and there's a lot of sitting involved in our jobs, right? So that's what we, that's something which we thought, okay, we should again take into cognizance about that, and how can the space solve for it. So when we actually did a research, we realized that 64% of our, of the people surveyed said that boredom is one of the biggest reason which is leading to a dropout in their workout regimen. Typically, people are picking up a workout regimen, and within 3 to 4 weeks they're just dropping out. The major reason has been boredom, right? It's not the thing of facility, it's the problem of boredom which is a bigger problem here. So this is when again we went back to the drawing board and started thinking, what do we do with this? Like, how do we solve for the boredom? See, it's not about just giving a gym as an amenity, and then it's not really helping its members to stay fit and active. Then there's no point of it, right? So that's when that's what we were thinking. And then post this data, once we went back to the drawing board and we realized that, okay, boss, in the first case, that data pointed out that, okay, our gym spaces need to go 1.5x. Why? Because then we realized that, okay, it's not about giving a gym, it's about solving the boredom problem. So that's when we came up about multiple studios concept. Now, in the gym, what we will be giving in Spectra also. We'll have various studios, like a strength training studio, like a cardio studio, like a calisthenics studio. So there are various studios, like a kickboxing, kickboxing, what do you say, the circuit training sort of studios. So when there are multiple 4 to 5 different studios, what happens is, if you're bored, you can keep changing things, and and somebody will like working out on their own, somebody likes working out in a group at different points of time. So we change as people at different season, different time. So we wanted to really bring in variety and spice to solve for the boredom problem, because again, we don't want to give the facility and not many people using it. We want majority of the community members to actually hit the gym, pick whatever style of workout they want to do for that period of time, and then stay fit and long. So this is what data and research is really helping us. It's getting us to the specifics of the problem. We didn't know before that boredom is the biggest problem when it comes to health and fitness. Probably thinking intuitively on a straight scale, you would have thought, okay, boss, let's give a good gym, and then naturally, people will feel healthy. People will probably use it and become healthy. No, that's not the line in the room. With data, what happens is you get to very specific problems, right? And then once you frame the problem in a very specific manner, then it's easy to make a solution around it. So it's not about the gym, it's about boredom. So whatever facility you give around health and fitness needs to tackle the boredom problem. That's what our research has shown us. So before I move on, I would like to take a last poll. See, again, once again, before we launch the poll, see again, guys, I would really want to get this feedback from you all, like, all this sort of thing of how you're using the facility, how you intend to use, what are the problems, because see, ultimately we feel our product is a house. We are in the hardware business, right? Some people are in the software business, we're in the hardware business, and we make house. That's our product. And we want a very strong feedback loop of how people are using our product, how they intend to use, so that the product can iteratively change faster, right? So I'll be launching the poll 3. It's simple. How regularly do you work out? So please answer. The poll is launched. Is the poll launched? Yeah, the poll is launched. So please answer. So guys, another 5 seconds, I'll be ending the poll. I think there are another 20 people who still didn't answer. So please answer. That will help us. Great. I think most of you have answered. I'll be ending the poll and sharing the result with all of you. So guys, you can see approximately 23% of the people rarely work out, and 20% of the people once or twice a week. So that's 43%. So close to 1 in 2, right? 1 in 2 people work out, I would say, sporadically. We want to change that. We want to, make sure the facility, solves for that problem, and we want to get at least 80 to 90% of the people in the top 2 categories of, working out daily or 3 to 5 times a day, as it is very, very important. See, it's again, this is very, this is the sort of approach we want to take. What can we do to make people use it? It's not about just giving the space for, for the purpose of, for the sake of giving it for marketing or for sale ke liye, but what will make them use it, so that, it will really, solve their problem and make the entire living experience better, right? So, this is what, in a nutshell, I've broadly discussed about the R&D, what we have, what we've been doing by collaborating with the Kantar Research Agency. And we intend to do many such surveys and many such, detailed review meetings. Mind you, we have done each of this detailed meeting. We interviewed the customer in a very detailed manner for 1.5 hours. We interviewed 100+ customers. So we intend to do this much more frequently and at a much grander scale, so that, we get more better insights into what the people want us to do, or what sort of products we should be making. So that's about chapter 2, about our initiatives on the design thing. And just taking all of this feedback, I would like to share one update. We have taken on board 2 top-notch architects for the Spectra project to design the Spectra clubhouse, and one to design the entire landscape to enhance the living experience. So we have taken on board Mr. Arish Lakani, HP Lakani Associates, to design the entire clubhouse, clubhouse facility of Spectra project. Let me give you a little brief of Mr. Lakani. His firm, he has 30+ years of experience, and they've won various design awards, and they've done various marquee projects, like designed the homes of several top-notch industrialists and several big projects. Like some of his marquee, work in the project segment, in the HNI segment, he has worked with various industrialists across the city. He has done MyScape Isle of Skye. He's done Jeberi Nirvana. He has done MyScape One Hyde Park, and several such projects. So we are very glad to work with Mr. Lakani, and we are happy to partner with him to provide solutions for you guys basis of the research, right? And next, we have taken on board Site Concepts International to design the entire landscape of the Spectra project. Site Concepts is an international, multinational company which works across 22 countries to provide solutions in the landscape segment, right? They work with all the top builders of the nation, like Godrej, Brigades, and several people. And so these 2 have joined on board to, make the entire project much better and, provide for more solutions, right? So this is one of the update I wanted to share with you guys. And then the chapter 3, before we head into the Q&A, so our team has done an extensive survey with all the customers, and they've broadly consolidated their concerns into 3 aspects. We have collected the data from our CRM team, and I would like to address this before we move on to, the next, before we move on to the chapter, section 4, where we can do a more personalized Q&A sort of thing, right? So the first concern is about the delivery timelines. So let me give you a brief. So the delivery timeline of the project is December 2025. We will be doing a full facility handover, all the towers, common areas, and the clubhouse also would be handed over. Everything would be handed over by December 25. And regarding a sort of a key milestones, what I would like to lay out is, see, we would be finishing the entire concreting the RCC works of Tower C and D by, last week of November 2023. By November 2023, we are expecting to finish the entire RCC works of Tower C and D. And we are expecting to start the foundation works of Tower A and B from the last week of March, and start the RCC work of Tower A and B approximately from December onwards, December 23. And the entire RCC work of Tower A and B would be finished by approximately Jan 2025, and the handover would be done by December 2025. This is about delivery timelines, right? And then the next concern was around the model flat. Yes, we've see, regarding the model flat, I've shared with our, one of the customer group who have come to meet us as well. The entire design of the experiential center and the entire mock unit design work is done. Our team is in the final stages of, finalizing a land parcel right around Spectra, around Spectra to, build the experiential center. We want to make it a very, a world-class experiential center where we are, working out with various vendors in that line. So probably, I would be able to share a more concrete update about work start in probably, 4 to 6 weeks from now, because we're in the final stages of finalizing a land. See, the problem in this area is it's very difficult to get land for experiential centers or these sort of stuff. But good thing our BD team is on the job, and probably in 4 to 6 weeks, we should be able to finalize the land and start hitting the ground. And after that, I think in 3 to 4 months, we should be able to finish the work, and then we'll announce, and we all can probably meet up there, and hopefully that will be a much better experience for all of us. And then another key concern has been the walkthrough video. See, guys, with the walkthrough video, what has happened is, typically when anybody develops a walkthrough video, there are standardized libraries which people use, and then it gets done. We didn't want to take that approach, because we were of the viewpoint that whatever they are seeing, that 98% of it is what should be the reality. Whatever we are giving, let's show that. So for that, what happened is, unless I finish my interior design of my clubhouse and all these spaces, the landscape and all, we cannot make a walkthrough video which is closest to what we are going to give. So that was the reason why the walkthrough video, couldn't be made. And now that the concerned architects, the clubhouse architect and the landscape architect have joined us, and we will be closing the design. And already mind you, the design work has already begun, and we're at almost, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks away from closing the concepts. So the walkthrough video should be, should get into production post that. So you can expect the walkthrough video to be completed round about the same time as the experiential center. And again, our key idea was we wanted to show what exactly we're giving, so the margin of difference is very, very minimal. That's why we had to wait, because the entire interior designs have to be completed for us to do that, right? So that's the thing about walkthrough video. And this concludes my, the third topic, which was the general concerns. So guys, post this, we'll be heading into a Q&A section, right? So you can post your own Q&A. And before that, I'll just tell a little process of how to use the Q&A. We'll be using a particular app called Slido, right? There will be a QR or a particular, just one second. Where's the thing? Yeah, as our team is just logging in, just 1 second, dear customers. Sorry. Yeah, guys, so our team has posted the URL in the chat section. The URL is posted in the chat section. You can click the URL and you can directly go to the chat section and post the questions. Or you can simply scan the QR code and go to the chat section. Or you can go to log into slido.com and type the chat room number 1825115, which is displayed on your screen. And I'll give you 5 to 7 minutes. You can post your questions. And if anyone feels that they have a similar question, they can upload the question rather than typing it again. It will just make the entire thing a little more seamless and easy. So maybe I'll just pause for 3 minutes before we start, before I start answering the question, okay? So guys, you can pose the questions. I think, yeah, we've got good amount of questions. So let me start answering. The first one is, do you see any impact of potential recession in the US, Europe on Spectra? Regarding this thing, right? So when it comes to Spectra, we have sold major part of our inventory. So from a cash flow standpoint, we've we've got all the money to build out the project. So I don't see any particular impact, from the recession onto Spectra delivery. Right. So that's our understanding that's our understanding about the entire sales. So because we have done good amount of sales, the company is well funded, and we've got good amount of sales proceeds, and we have covered for the entire operational break-even. Matlab, all the money required for construction of the project is the operational break-even in this project has been achieved. So I don't see any impact of the recession onto Spectra delivery, right? And next is, how is ASBL working out the energy needs? And are there plans to make the infrastructure compatible for two-way charging, as future EVs will have this capability? So maybe I'll have to get back after speaking with my particular team, sir. Currently, what we are doing is we are providing we are providing each apartment. Each apartment will have 2 parkings, right? What we call one parking bay will have 2 car parks, and that will have its own unique charging point. So every apartment will get a unique charging point. So maybe I hope I answered that, but maybe I'll take this and specifically discuss with my concerned team. And whatever the current EV infrastructure ke liye, whatever we are giving, whatever calculations have been taken into account, that for all the 1200 cars, there would be if there are if all the 1200 apartments had EV cars also, that electrical load calculation has been done, and the entire transformer capacity has been planned in accordance with that. Right. Next, can you provide glass railings on the balconies instead of metal railings? No, sir. One, as a design philosophy, we are not, we are not much into glass railing, and at this point of time, we don't intend to change the specification. Thank you. And next, what is the tentative date of terrace floor completion for Tower D? I believe the pre-MI will end then, so knowing the date would help in financial planning. Great, sir. I think, yeah, approximately it will be November end 2023. Last week of November 2023 is when we are expecting the Tower D to be completed. Right. Thank you. Next, what is the size of floor? What is the status of ASBL Spire Clubhouse? Is the elevation amenities design completed? Can we expect the end? Sir, so this is a question of other project which I'll be addressing it next weekend. But yes, to answer, the elevations amenity design are being completed, and yes, we will be handing over the clubhouse also with the apartment. So it will be a total handover. Right. Next, this question is done. Okay. Any plan for a temple, even small size? My home always has it in his venture. Yes, sir. Again, this also we have got as a feedback from one of the customer group, and we have given it as a requirement for our landscape architect site concepts. So mostly we should be able to fit it in. Right. How do I? Okay. Next, it would be beneficial for individuals living in ASBL to connect and work together if there is some facility with standing desks in the clubhouse. I absolutely agree, sir. Again, pointing from the Kantar research and from the the poll results, yes, it's overwhelmingly obvious. It's overwhelmingly clear that this is a much needed feature, and yes, we have given it out as a requirement for Mr. Harish Lakhani to plan it in the clubhouse. Hopefully, it would be a pretty big space, because basis on our design research, we expect it to be used a lot. So further details I would be able to provide probably through an update maybe a quarter later. But yes, this feature of work from the co-working space is being considered in the clubhouse. Further details like the interior, the space, the number of workstations, I'll be able to share maybe a quarter later. Right. What is the size of floor tiles you're going to use in Spectra, looking for large tiles, so it gives a luxury? So in Spectra, we would be using a 80 by 80 double charged vitrified tile in the apartments. Right. And this is 80 by 80 is a pretty large and luxurious, it will give a pretty large and luxurious look. And and even with regarding to the tile selection and all, we have requested Mr. Lakani to select it so that he can select the right color contrast and everything, so it will look grand. So yes, the size would be 80 by 80 and it will be very luxurious. Anything above that, what happens is it will make the space look really small, because we have to keep in mind that the size of the room, like, these are the size of our flats in Spectra is around 2,200 square feet. So uske room ke hisab se we need to select the right sizes of the tile, and Mr. Lakani would be helping us in determining the sizes and the color, the selection also of that. And that also will be sharing, maybe once and when it's done. Right. And next I have, do you see any impact of potential recession? This is done. For one-time payment buyers, still Tower A has not started. When can we see it start and how long will it take to complete? So I've mentioned it in the chapter 3, topic 3. So regarding Tower A, the foundation work will begin in the last week of March, right? This is a milestone. So the last week of March is when we are expecting both Tower A and Tower B foundations to start. And we will be taking close to 6 to 7 months to finish all the basements. And from the month of December is when we are expecting to start the December 2023 to start the Tower A and B ka RCC works. And those would be finished in January 2025. And the handover will be on December 2025 as committed. Right? Do you plan to get clubhouse ready by the handover time? 100%, sir. The clubhouse would be handed over with the interiors and everything by the time you get the handover. How many interest service providers do you have for Spectra? Is it more than one? So typically our idea has been we work majorly with Bajaj Housing Finance. They are our banking partners. So we typically work with them. Only in the case that a file doesn't get processed by them is when we consider other providers. But but we as a preference we work with only one, because it just makes the entire job, our job, much easier. Right? What are the amenities you're planning for senior citizens? Sir, regarding the amenities list, I think, one, the temple, we have definitely given it as a requirement. Again, I can't, we have to wait until the landscape design is completed, because, we'll have to see what fits and what cannot fit. But yes, temple is one thing we have taken. We have taken the outdoor gym, also one key facility. So, and, several, senior citizen sitting pockets is also what we are considering. But a more detailed thing I can give once the landscape design is completed, right? Next, what are the amenities? This is done. Next, are we behind schedule for Tower A and B? If so, will we buy new set of frames different for Tower C and D? No, sir, I don't see any major, any major schedule problem with the Tower A and B. So I don't see any need of buying any new set of frames for Tower A and B. The sets which will be completed from C and D would be used there. When we'll be starting construction of Tower A and B? Again, I've mentioned it. We will be starting from last week of March, and then there are subsequent plans with that. This I've answered. Can you please share some statistics around the sales figure? What's the unsold inventory and what's the base price that you see by handover? So regarding the base price, what you see at handover, it's a speculative price. So we as a company do not believe in putting forward any speculative information forward. And what's the unsold inventory percentage? This is all company information, and it's confidential information, and we typically do not share that, right? And what's next? Anil, any plans on having solar power installation for common facilities to reduce maintenance cost? Sir, yes, we will be giving solar panels to generate power, and this would be connected to the common area ka electrical lighting, right? But whatever solar panel we will be providing is on the basis of the norm, is on the basis of the norm, and whatever component of the common area it can power. Rest would be from non-solar basis. Right? What is the source of water supply? This I'll have to discuss internally and get back. But as far as I think, again, don't take me on my word here. I'll have to come back. But I think there'll be a water pipeline which will be laid by the government. Most of the projects in this area, there is a government pipeline connection, say only major water supply. But let me again find out in detail and come back to this. Right? Outdoor walking track to be considered wide enough to accommodate the demand. This is mostly used by senior citizens and people aged above 40. Sure, sir, definitely. We will consider a wide enough walking track. Yes, because let me share an interesting viewpoint also on this. When we did our Kantar research, we found that senior citizens and people, above 45, 50 plus, they generally walk in groups of 2 to 3 people. They don't walk alone. So this point did come up in our research also, that yeah, we need to consider the width, taking into account that at least 3 people can walk side by side. So yes, that's we have given that as one of the requirement to our landscape consultant. Right, do you plan to hand over the flat for interior before painting the interior? No, sir, we don't do that. We paint and we do everything, all the works, and then only hand over. And then can we make any changes in the inner walls for slight changes in the given structure inside flat? Also, could you please comment on the construction quality measures? Sir, regarding, see, this is a shear wall structure. Matlab, the wall is also a load-bearing entity. You cannot do any, you cannot remove any walls. Maybe if you want, you can add any brickwork post handover. You can add any brickwork, but you can't remove any walls. Please don't do it, because it will have a great amount of structural impact to the the entire safety of the building. Nobody should remove any wall, because they're all load-bearing structures. Regarding the construction quality, sir, I've just showcased you our technology. See, there's a dedicated team of 11 people in our quality team working round the cross, doing several checks, right? Like something like each work package, we almost do close, especially in RCC, we do close to 35 checks for each of the work package. So you can understand the rigor, which goes behind it. And at the same time, every concrete which is casted in the site, we do a cube strength analysis. Matlab, we take the concrete and do a cube strength analysis. That is, put it in water for 7 days and do the strength analysis. All of that is being taken care, so that I can rest assured. And even for the issues which come up, again, I've shown you also, we've developed a real-time defect logging and defect resolution mechanism. So that should help us in providing world-class quality, right? Next is, what are the provisions for split ACs in all rooms? Sir, there is provision for split AC, and I think maybe at a further down the line, we will be sharing the apartment ka floor plan on where the split AC can come, and basis of that you can plan up. Right. Next, we have great progress, Ms. Ajitesh. Can there be provision for water outlet in bedroom balconies, as well power points in those bedroom balconies, please? Sir, bedroom, okay. No, sir, the bedroom balconies, we have not taken any water provision, and we can't take it at this point because the work has already begun inside, so we can't do that. And why we have not taken also is that we have not provided for any plantation sort of thing. We have not provided that, so hence we have not taken. And regarding PowerPoints, I'll have to just check and get back, sir. I'm thinking we would have taken for like one PowerPoint for the we have taken one PowerPoint for a wall fan, a standing fan unit or something like that. But again, let me check with the team and get back, to be very specific on that. Next, how many internet service providers, not financial? Sorry, I'm really sorry. Internet service provider, I'll have to check, sir. Generally, we, in most of our projects, we partner with Airtel because they provide the best service. But this I'll have to check with my team and get back. Next, any plan on Manjeera pipeline? I'm expecting it to be done by then, but again, I'll have to talk with my concerned team who will be in touch with the Metropolitan Water Board, and then we can get back. I can answer that specifically. Right, internet, this one done. We are completely unaware of how ASBL Spectra going to look like. Do we have any plans to have 3D design or model flat to get a look and feel? Yes, sir. This we are 100% on that job. I've mentioned it. See, in almost, I think 4 to 4 months time, 1 month, we are still in the finalization of a land. In pretty soon, we will be having 3 to 4 months time. I think 4 months time, we will be having a experiential center where we will be putting a mock unit, right? So you can come and see for the entire look and feel and how it feels, right? Any WhatsApp group for quick updates? So there are WhatsApp groups. I think we are also there in one of them. But I think if maybe you can drop in a message to the CRM and then we'll share particularly to you, particularly the WhatsApp groups, Kating. But yes, I think there are a couple of WhatsApp groups, right? Now flat owners are allowed to site C ongoing D block. No, sir, I would not prefer that, because see, this is a construction site. And for safety concerns, we do not want to allow anybody into the site because it's in, anything can fall at any point of time, or somebody, it's a safety hazard. So just wait for, I think, 4 to 5 months, and then the experiential center will be there. You can see the unit, in a much better condition there, right? So with all the finishes and everything. And next, what will be the quality of products used internally, fitting, styles, etc., when compared to other luxury apartments? Sir, we intend to make this the best luxury project in this particular segment in the city. So we will be using top-notch products when it comes to tiles and plumbing fittings and everything. And we are at various stages of finalizing those materials. And as and when we finalize, we'll probably keep posting to the group. Right now, the prices are high. So can you provide any discount for existing customers? No, sir. We feel that's a competitive price given the market, given the market conditions, and yeah, there wouldn't be any existing discount. I'm sorry. And if inside wall cannot be removed, would it be possible to make small window? No, sir. No cuts, nothing to the RCC structure. Please, through you, I would like to tell to the community as well. So this is a shear wall structure. Matlab, the wall also takes the load of the building. So we cannot remove anything. No puncture to the wall or no removal of wall. In case you want to add something, build an extra wall, you can do it in brickwork, but nothing, no puncturing of the wall and no removal of the wall. Okay, will there be provision for washing machine and dishwasher? Yes, there is a provision for washing machine in the utility space and dishwasher in the kitchen. That's there. When the model flat would be ready, sir, around 4 to 5 months is what we are looking at. We're at the last finalization of land for that. And the design and the entire experiential center car design and the mock unit car design is all ready. We just have to finalize the land, and then we will be starting. And upon starting, we will even be, we'll even send the pictures and intimate you also. Any home theater room planned in Spectra Clubhouse? No, sir. Home theater room is not planned in Spectra Clubhouse. We are completely unaware of this question is done. Hi, Ajitesh. Good evening. I've been following you. It is amazing to know several ventures are recent launch. I'm very much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your best wishes. It's customers like you keep us going. Can you please share some statistics around the sales figure? This also I've answered. Would you be able to deliver a completed project by December 2025, including all the amenities, clubhouse, and all ancillary work such as EV charging points? Yes, sir. That's what we are aiming for, and we, given the current course of the project, we should be able to do it. And next, can you share some? This question is done. Can Spire be provided with tennis court? Again, sir, this is a Spectra thing. So Spire, I would answer in the next thing, but there is no provision for tennis court in Spire. Then this one is done. Mr. Uday, is there a commercial space for sale in Clubhouse? Commercial space for sale? I don't think so, sir. I don't think there's any commercial space for sale in the Clubhouse in Spectra. Is there a way we could have a design review meeting with the customers just to personalize color or minor interior customization? No, sir, we are not. That will really jeopardize the entire project schedule and all. Definitely, we'll be sharing your particular flow plans with all the electrical layouts and all much ahead, so that with your particular interior consultant, you can start planning. But any work on your apartment you can start only post handover. Right? Are we compromising the carpet area due to the outdoor living? See, the carpet area we have to take by definition. See, by definition, the carpet area is an enclosed space. By definition, the outdoor living doesn't count as carpet area because it's not an enclosed. But we feel making that space in that manner will definitely add more experience to the customer, and even the poll also points towards that. So that's my answer for that. How do I close the question once it's done? Okay, this is done. Are we allowed to place grills in the balconies? Sir, this maybe I think we might be able to answer much closer towards the handover. This would be too premature to answer that. Shailendra, can you keep small puja room in flat if possible? That would be great. So the puja room, you can do it in the interiors. And you can see that in the mock unit also. In the mock unit, we did give this requirement to our interior consultant, and they will be doing it in the interiors, and you can take that as a reference, right? Hope AC provisioning will be in all bedrooms. 100%, sir. AC provisioning will be there in all 3 bedrooms and in the living room area as well, right? And then when is the electrical work to be done in D block floor 5 to 7? Can we have extra power points? Can we have hot cold water and all? No, sir. See, this is a shear wall construction. So all electrical drawings, plumbing drawings would be finalized much ahead. Uske hisab se only the entire paneling would be done. Nothing could be done at this point of time. Can we also have hot cold water in all wash basins? I think all the bathroom ones, I think if you provide a geyser, then I think you can get it. But I think I've answered it. But extra electrical points, we can't put it, sir, because the design is totally done. Will there be a study room for students? We'll have to see, sir. Again, given the space in the clubhouse, we will have to see. Let the but I think it will be little challenging. Let me be upfront about it. But let's see. I'll keep it in mind. If there is space, we'll go for it. What's the height and width of balcony sliding doors? Is it the same for bedroom balconies as well? And are they UPVC? So they are UPVC, point number 1. The height would be 7.5 feet in height, and width would be subject. I mean, I think the living room balcony will have a particular width and the bedroom balconies have a particular width, but the height is common. All of them are 7.5 feet in height, right? Tennis court, cricket nets can be considered. So cricket, box cricket itself is being considered. Tennis court is not possible because it eats too much space and it engages too few people. Whereas box cricket, where up to 10 to 15 people can play, like you see those in top of all these like these days you're seeing on top of this some of the commercial buildings, right, where people can go and play. That sort of facility is being considered, but I might be able to provide a much detailed report, a detailed update on that post the design completion. Right, had issue with my old flat, phase 2 delayed by 9 months, and phase 1 was not livable with pouring dust, noisy environment. Any gap between block D, C versus A and B? No, absolutely not. We will be doing a full facility handover. Matlab A, B, C, D will be handed over at the same time in December 2025. There might be a 1 month prior, but nothing changes. So everybody would be moving in pretty much the same time. Near ASBL Spectra, various luxury big size projects coming, how our status will differentiate among the community? See, one thing with regard to this is, sir, the luxury of a project cannot be purely defined on its size, right? Luxury is defined on the facilities, the sort of materials, the interiors, what we do. So for different projects, right? For different projects cater to different customers, but whichever customer base they're catering to, they should, one should try to make it luxury, and luxury is in the way of the materials and the amenities what we are offering, and how well they are thought through. The interiors is which gives that thing, right? What are the plans around making the landscaping more green? Sir, we are working with one of the best consultants in this industry pan India, so we are expecting a good outcome from them. So let's wait and see what they will do. Anil, kindly help on the below point 1. Grills in balcony for elevated floors. Are the floor plans as per Vastu? Yes, the floor plans are 100% as per Vastu. Open gym. Yes, there is an open gym. And grills in a balcony for elevated floors. See, we are giving a standard balcony grill design. If I'm not wrong, it runs up to 4.5 feet height. Anything above that would be the customer scope, and the design of that would be, we would be giving a couple, 2-3 designs further towards the handover. This would be a little premature to, comment on that. You just mentioned Tower A construction has not started, but we already paid 1 installment under PMI. Is there a communication gap? Sir, whatever the pre-EMI, whatever, your payment would be on the basis of the milestone payment, right? If you look at the milestone payment, there is 10% booking, 20% on payment on completion of excavation. The excavation of tower A, B, C, D, the entire 4 towers ka excavation is completed. So I'm pretty sure you would have paid the money for excavation milestone. In case you paid the money for any other milestone, please contact the CRM and we will refund that, right? I said, do you see possibility of extending the pre-EMI till handover? No, sir, the pre-EMI is taken until the tower completion, basis of which we did our cost calculations. Can we chip the wall in order to extend the electrical wiring for power sockets? No, sir. Again, no touching the walls in this format. the walls are load-bearing structures, please, one should not do it because it will severely impact the safety of the entire building and other residents as well, right? What is the anticipated SFT value at the time of handover, sir? Again, this is speculation, so I can't really comment on that, I can't really comment on that from this position, so I'm sorry. What's the height and width of balcony sliding door? This is done. Can we make extra power points in the kitchen? Extra power points, no, but I'm pretty sure we have taken into provision all the fridge, the oven, and various, the rice cooker, various equipments we have considered while designing the electrical system. So in case you need any extra power point, you can take like a extension and then do it on the basis of that. Any idea the upcoming metro station, how far would it be from our Spectra? Sir, I think the upcoming metro station might come at Nanakramguda Circle and Narsingi Circle. So whichever one is closer, I think maybe 2 kilometers either way is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I strongly feel need for sunlight inside home, especially for east-facing houses. It's not only about saving on power, but more so around mental wellness. Absolutely, sir. I totally agree with you. Sunlight is, something which is very much in need for everybody, right? And all our homes are designed by, keeping that in mind. And hi, what big spacious are the room sizes compared to other builders in the market? Are we compromising on the room size by the way of increasing balcony size? See, sir, each builder has their own, perception when they are designing their space, right? Their flat car sizes and everything. We as a developer, right? We as a developer, basis on our research, we have designed this product, and the product has been well published to all our customers before purchase. And we are hoping that you made an informed decision in that line. So we feel a bigger balcony will add much more to the space than the bigger room sizes. So we took a calculated call on that, and that's our approach to design. And it can every builder and every person can have a varied opinion on that, right? Not a question to Ajitesh, just for info. Otherwise, okay. Balcony sizes are good, but it kinds of eats away space from dining area. Suggest to have increased space for dining as well. Sure, sir. I'll take this feedback. Maybe in our future projects, we will consider this, but we'll have to see basis of several other design inputs as well. Is there any common function hall kind of thing in Glow? Absolutely. There's a big multi-purpose hall. If I'm not wrong, at least 150 to 150 people big function hall would be there. A party space would be there in the clubhouse. That's for sure. What would be lifespan of shear wall technology apartments? Just as to know, as tower C and D will complete slab work before 2 years of possession. So all these buildings are designed for 60 to 70 years. So, probably our lifetime tak kuch bhi nahi hoga. Right? 60 to 70 years is the guaranteed lifetime of all these buildings, what we'll be submitting to, I think, in the entire approval framework also. Do you have any measures for heat reduction in top floor, specifically as summers we have? Sir, here we will, I'll have to particularly find out with our engineering team and come back, but generally we do have certain measures like, painting the floor with anti, heat refracting sort of thing. But I'll get back to you this particularly, because let me find it out what particular measures we are taking, right? I missed the first half of the webinar. If you already mentioned, please ignore, but any update on that? Definitely, sir. I think we have recorded this entire video. We will send it across. Yes, in the first half, I did discuss about the entire update in our technology. Oh, sorry, the customer app. Yes, sir, the customer app. No, customer app I have not spoken in the first half of this webinar. I have not spoken in this webinar. But regarding the customer app, the pilot implementation has begun in Spire, right? The early stages of some components of the CRM process have been digitized and implemented with the customers, where we've been sharing the automated receipts, demand letters. And in the next phase, we will be, both Spectra and Springs project also would be implemented in a phasal manner, one after the other. And in the next phase, we are planning to implement the entire the agreements process, like, from whatever the booking application till getting the bank loan. We are trying to make that entire process seamless. So this year, yes, there would be a lot of work which will be happening, the entire customer journey seamless, right, across all projects. Is there a supermarket inside the Spectra project? Yes, sir, there's a supermarket inside the Spectra project, and we are in talks with a very major supermarket provider to tie up in the Spectra project. So once that's completed, I'll be better able to share those details. Any info about crush in Clubhouse, like collaborating with Clay kind of? Yes, sir. We are actively working on this, in the entire crush thing. There will be a big crush in the Clubhouse. And yes, we are talks with various service providers to operate that, good service providers, so that the quality of service stays. Yes, and once the particular agreement we reach with one of them, I'll share it with everyone. Can we have a dedicated place in Clubhouse for people who work from home so they can use and when needed? Yes, absolutely. We have given a requirement to the architect. Once the concept is frozen, I'll share it with everybody. We are coming up with a very interesting idea around this entire work from home concept. Thanks for answering, Ajitesh. I'm really impressed with the kind of transparency you're trying. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And we will get better at it. Will Mr. Lakhani be doing the mock apartment? Request to keep mock apartment as close as possible to actual one. Sometimes different specs are used, which isn't good. Sir, no, Mr. Lakhani will not be doing the mock apartment. The mock apartment is being done by Quirk Studio, who are from Bombay. They do various works in Bombay. And yes, regarding the specification, that is the toilet fittings, the switchboards, the windows, and the tiles, the doors, the door handles, all of that we would be giving. Whatever you will be seeing there is what you will be getting, right? So all the major spec, right, just like furniture and all, what you will see there, you will not that is not what you'll be getting. But regarding things like door hardware, toilet ka pura CP and sanitary fittings, electrical switchboards, and all the windows, whatever you see there is what you'll get on site, right? And Hyderabad is having water scarcity. However, do you see water scarcity issues during summer in Spectra? What are you planning for not having that? See, definitely regarding the planning, sir, as per the government norm, we are providing for, I think the water harvesting pits and drain collection water tanks. And at the same time, the STP, the sewage water is treated in the STP and used for all plantation. All those measures are being taken regarding the water issue. Floor height, sir, the floor height is 3000 mm. 3000 mm is the floor height. Can we have a 3000 mm is floor to floor height? I think post tiling and post slab thickness, what exactly will come, I'll have to find out with my corresponding team, but it will be similar to most projects of similar scale, right? Ravi, please ensure external painting to look luxurious as it can match along with other luxury products. Definitely, sir. We've got a feedback on this one, and we will work with Mr. Lakhani on the external painting of the building as well. Just like in Spire also, we have worked with Mr. Lakhani to change the entire external paint of the building. In Spectra also, we will work because I've got the feedback and people wanted a better one. I'll work on that. Any ASBL projects more final? Yes, sir. Again, it will be a little premature for me to comment on the base because of RERA and all of this stuff. But yes, we are actively looking for projects in this area. Can we have a library area and study center for students, especially those in board exams? I'll keep this in mind, sir. I'll keep this in mind. If possible, we'll try to provide this, again, depending on the spatial concerns, but I'll keep this in mind. Thank you. Quite early to decide this. However, can you lay down the do's and don'ts for interior works? Definitely, sir. We will do this and release a official document once we head closer to the handover, or I would say 3 to 6 months before the handover. Once your interior works will begin, you guys will begin planning. We'll do that. That will really be helpful for all of us. Please add the clause for not removing modifying share walls in AOS sale. This will bring the owner legally to remove. Absolutely, very, very good idea. And I'm sure it will already be there in that. But if not, I'll definitely talk with our legal team on this point. And thank you for pointing out. Well done with the session. Impressed with the transparency. Do you know what is coming in front of Spectra? Sir, in front of Spectra, nothing particularly as of now. It's an idle piece of land which is owned by, I think, Heterofa. Acha, the one right opposite the road, another project is coming by Western Constructions. The site abutting to Spectra, I think it's owned by this Hetero guys, and there's nothing planned as of now. Right? Do we have provision for AC units? This has been answered. Whether inflation impact on quality of deliverables? So again, there will not be any compromise when it comes to quality. I'll make myself very clear. And there won't be any outside market concerns. We do not have any of those concerns regarding the delivery and the quality of Spectra, because we have reached operational break even, and it's just a matter of time. We have to keep building. That's it. Any inputs or comments on Vastu? Sir, we have designed the entire layout, all the apartments at 100% as per Vastu compliance, right? So that's my point regarding that. Any reception or great entrance for each in the particular block? No, sir, there won't be any great entrance. There won't be a specific entrance for each particular block, but there would be a very grand, hotel style entrance being planned in the clubhouse, where, a sort of a double height sort of entry which will be planned in the clubhouse, a big one, right? Thanks a lot, Ajitesh. Great experience. Not seen anyone answering each and every question, how uncomfortable they might be. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Hi, Ajitesh. I want to have a direct word when you will be available. I'm interested in Pocharam venture. Definitely, sir. We'll catch up soon. What's the pricing you expect post? Again, sir, given the position from where I'm talking, I cannot make any speculative statement. Again, this is all the sort of a legal framework which companies have been building. So I can't make a speculative statement, but definitely I can say this is a best area in Hyderabad, and it will see the best growth going forward, right? So there is big ORR, there is a metro being laid, there are so many schools, infrastructure, everything is happening. So this is the best area currently to be in Hyderabad. And you can see there are several projects also coming up in that area because it's good. Can we use balcony for solar panel installation? No, sir. No, you can't use balcony for solar panel installation, and that's not possible. Can we have a physical view by entering at least 2 to 3 floors for giving exact feel? So just wait for 4 months, right? The mock unit would be done. You can go there and see. Please don't enter into site, because the other day somebody went and they got, they got injured. Please, I don't want any of that happening, because see, this is a construction site. Anything can fall from. See, there will be a lot of safety measures taken, but still, it's hazardous. So let's not do that. Let's just wait for 4 to 5 months. The experiential center will come, and you'll get a much better view there, more than what's happening on site also. Okay. Are you planning the waste bins for wet and dry, and how are they going to be collected from each flat floor? I'll have to get back with you on this, sir. But again, I'll find out exactly and get back. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, there are garbage chutes at every floor, right? And I'm thinking there should be a separate bin for wet and dry. But let me find out and come back on this. I heard the land right next to the clubhouse is owned by ASBL and there's a plan for commercial construction. No, sir, the land next to ASBL on the left side is owned by Vijaya Diagnostics and right side by Hetero Drugs. And we do not, and we are not in any sort of talks with them. And we are not looking at any commercial construction. We are purely a residential player. We do intend to have a pharmacy supermarket. Absolutely, sir. Again, we are working out with a very well-known major supermarket service provider. Once the agreement is signed, I'll be able to share much concrete details. And yes, it will have a pharmacy as well. Are windows grill provided by the builder? No, sir. Window grills are not provided by the builder. No, they are not. What is the percentage of common area per flat? I think this would be mentioned in the brochure, sir. Whatever it is, we have clearly laid out in the brochure. So you can refer to that. What would be the height of the roof inside the apartment? Sir, the slab to slab height is 3000 mm. So this I'll exactly speak with my engineers, because we have to deduct the slab thickness and the niche ka flooring thickness and come up. We'll, I'll find that out and probably I'll get back to you. Any locker is provided? No, sir, locker is not planned for. But now that you have mentioned, I'll keep this in mind. If we find extra space, we can definitely consider. We can tie up with a bank and then they can do all this stuff. Do you think residents would have a say in choosing the exterior color of the building? No, sir. See, there are 840 people. Trust me, there'll at least be 200 different opinions. And that will lead to, delays in planning, designing and everything. No, we have taken on board Mr. Lakani, who's an expert in this job, right? He is much more capable than most of us in this. So we'll leave it to his better judgment. And they have done a lot of successful projects. So I can assure you that we will be doing a good work on that. Can we have copper wiring for AC done by the real estate, or everyone doing it later? No, sir. We have not planned for that in Spectra project. And so it has to be done by the owner. It would be really helpful if you can already initiate the prior work for Manjeera pipeline supply. Sure, sir. I'll have a word with my licensing team regarding what they're doing in this line, but I'll keep this in mind. If possible, we'll try to do it. Hi, how to ensure no flat owner changes to wall as it's stressed? Definitely, I think somebody has mentioned about it. We'll try to put it in the sale deed as well. And at the same time, we will release a list of do's and don't do's, maybe a quarter before handovers, and we'll try to sensitize and make everybody aware of how this, what are the limitations, when it comes to the walls sort of thing. We'll try to sensitize everybody. Obviously, this is a problem which will only be solved by awareness. So we'll try to bring in more awareness, try to share more content around it, so people will be aware of it. But at the same point, it's everybody's responsibility. If somebody is seeing somebody to do it, please come back to us. Please let us know so that we can go and stop them. How is the landscape going to be, and what are the measures taken to make it best as previous project phases, not much scope for landscaping, Aspire and Spec? Sir, little correction here. Spire also, we have reworked the entire landscape space, and we are making it very top notch and the best in the category. So here also we'll be doing the same. Regarding that, we are working with one of the best consultant in this field, right? So I can assure you, we will be doing a very good job at it. And it's important for us also, right? Because people are going to look at this project, and this is our showcase project. Spectra is our showcase project in our brand, and on the basis of this, a lot of our future projects would be received, right? So we are very focused on entire look and feel of Spectra. And Spire also, we are doing we have improvised the plans, and we are doing a great job at it. Sorry if I missed any bank and ATM facility. No, sir, as of now, they're not. But since you have mentioned it, if there's space, we'll try for it. If there's space, we'll try for it. Are you willing to give pharmacy vendorship to any one of us if you have a valid license to operate pharmacy? No, sir. The pharmacy, we are talking with the bigger supermarket group only. So they will intend to keep the pharmacy rights as well with them. Can we allow handover to earlier completed box like C and D? No, sir, we intend to do a full facility handover at the same time. I'll tell you why. Because see, the flat may be ready, but the STP, the entire plumbing system, or some element of clubhouse won't be ready, and it'll unnecessarily lead to a lot of unnecessary nuisance at time of handover for you guys also. Because it's not just the flat, the entire basement's plumbing network, all of that needs to be ready. So we'll try to give it as early as possible, but pretty much around the same time. I also wanted to request to have a relook at exterior paint, several areas in the same area. Invite really good. Sure, sir. Definitely, I'll keep this in mind. I'll definitely keep this in mind. And again, we are working with Mr. Lakani on this, and he's an expert at this job. And we'll pass on this feedback to him. Does each floor have common water connection or taps? How is wet mopping done in our existing apartment? We see labor carry water in buckets till 20th floor. I think I'll have to get back on this question. See, there's definitely a service lift, dedicatedly for each tower. So generally the service staff move through that. But let me get back to this, because I think in Tower D, there is a common toilet in every floor. But let me get back. Let me not prematurely talk. I'll get back. My older flat phase 2 delayed. This I've answered. Whether any plan to have separate tap pipeline for Manjita water in kitchen, drinking water? I don't think so, sir. There'll be a common pipeline only. But again, I'll have to find out. But I think they'll be common. There won't be any separate. Can you let us know on the temple plan? Sure, sir. Once the landscape thing is done, I'll get back. Uday, can we make changes in the inner walls or slight changes? This I've already answered. No. Next question. Why don't we have a dishwasher and washing machines side by side in wash area instead of the kitchen? Sir, I mean, our previous feedback was not in that line. So in Spectra, because it's already designed, and in most of our projects also, we have planned in such a way that generally we give dishwasher right beside the sink, right? Typically dishwasher, how we use it, we sort of just wash over with water a little bit in the sink and then put it off in the dishwasher. So we keep the dishwasher right, dishwasher ka provision is right beside the sink, and washing machine ka is in the utility, because that's how we've been doing, and that's how we've seen users to use it. But I'll keep this in mind. Maybe I'll conduct a research on this for future requirements. Will the entrance facade be the same as previously shown, or is the design yet to be? So entrance facade is the same. It's a structural element. Nothing of it will change. Entrance facade will be the same. The painting of the building will change, right? When would the registration be carried out? Is it during handover or before? Aparna Construction are doing after 80% completion at 4.5%. Would it be beneficial? Sir, to be frank, I'm not aware of what Aparna is doing. But when the registration would be carried out? I think registration would be closer to handover, but let me speak with my CRM team in particular and get back. Water meters for each flat? Yes, there are dedicated water meters for each flat. So everybody's water consumption would be measured and they will be paying only for that. When do you foresee the structure completion for Tower C? Mean to ask when you actually EMI may starts. When do you foresee the structure? Again, so Tower C and D ka structure completion should be expected in the last week of November 2023. So this year, November last week is when you can expect. Can we chip the wall, not break? No, so this is not possible, I've answered. Right in front of the venture in Tower, there is a small bit of land connected to the road. Will we get commercial complex there? No, sir, there's no commercial complex there, but I don't know which particular land you're referring to. In our side, there is no commercial complex. Right. I'm interested in any other projects of ASBL. Would you like to share any info? Sure, sir. We'll definitely share the information with you. And thank you so much for your support. A water point is very much essential and possible in the bedroom balcony. Please consider. Sir, in this project, see, in a shear wall sort of technology, all the piping, plumbing, the conduit work, piping conduit work should be done before casting. And we have not considered this in the bedroom balcony because there's no planter box there. So this we cannot do. But in the main one, there is a piping element and everything. In the bedroom balconies, it's not there. And we feel safe invested with ASBL, and I'm sure everybody too feels so. Please do well. Sure, sir, definitely. It's your safety is what is our ultimate and primary concern. And yes, your investment, you should get back with good returns. And yes, we are there for that. I wish to compliment you and ASBL team. Looking at other developers, there's clear differentiation in terms of tech, attitude, and transparency. Good luck. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. The elevation as zigzag design. Do you know if the elevation looks appealing and observed that these ledges increase pigeon population in the society? NAG. Sir, the zigzag nature has been taken by our architect, upon considering various elements, upon considering various elements. Right, regarding the pigeon population in the society, I think maybe some alternates can be worked out down the line, right? Congrats ASBL team on winning Company of the Year award for 2022 from Business Outlook. It's Delia. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Once again, let me heartily compliment you, Ajitesh, your approach and leadership style. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Temple is a must, and please insist to have this. Going by the times, the peaceful living will certainly get enabled by having one place for worship. Sure, sir. Definitely, we are 99% we are working on it, but and we have given it as one of the top requirements for our landscape consultant. So once the design is out, I'll be able to comment on it. But yes, we are very serious about it and we'll try to make it happen. Can someone please post again the WhatsApp common group? Please, somebody do it. Good investment with ASBL. Thanks. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Dishwasher inside the kitchen and bedside. The sink has several operate. Dishwasher inside the kitchen and in the kitchen beside the sink has several operating issues. Sure, sir, we'll keep this in mind, but in Spectra we cannot do. See, again, this is a mold casting. Shear wall is a mold casting basis. So any change once the work has started, we cannot do because the entire the foam work is all panelized. We can't change anything there. So, we'll keep this in mind for future. Will you provide sink and granite slab in the kitchen? No, sir, we are not providing for granite slab and sink in the kitchen. So yes, that's the last question. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for attending this event and supporting us, and at the same time providing your valuable insights. And we intend to take many more such valuable insights to make the entire product better and thereby enhancing the livability and try to make a win-win for both of us. And before I end, please, I just want to talk about two things. Once the moment the webinar is closed, you will get a survey request. It won't take much time. It will just take 1 minute. There are only 5 questions. Please answer because it will really help us in making this entire such events more frequent, much better, and we can hopefully address your your questions much better. And second thing, I'll again iterate. So please review us on Google because see, every prospective buyer requires a lot of they go through a lot of challenges before buying. So I think that much more information is available to them from customers. It's helpful for them, and at the same time, if you find us good and if you find us adding value, please mention it because it will enhance the value of the property, thereby helping us and helping you. After all, it's our thing, so we have still some inventory left, and it's your house also. If more people find it good, then and if the word is out there, then definitely there'll be more demand for it, and it will get more appreciation than, neighboring projects. So please review us on Google. That will be really helpful. And thank you so much.